All right, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the launch of the Morton High School virtual gradebook. Before I show you how to use it, I would like to thank Jeremy Daughtery, a colleague of mine, a Morton parent against sinking standards as well, who created this Excel workbook. He spent countless hours on it. It's amazing. And basically it will parallel what your teacher is doing in Skyward. It took a lot of time and effort to put it together, so thank you so much to Jeremy Daughtery for putting that together. All right, let's get rolling. So this Excel spreadsheet, when you open it up, you'll notice down at the bottom that there are several different tabs. The first one is a how-to tab. Basically, it's just a little bit of text kind of to get you started. There's some hotkeys over here that can get you to the right spot so that you can set things up. But since you're watching this video, you probably don't need it. So let's move on to this opening page. The opening page is a spot where you just tell the spreadsheet, the virtual gradebook, how your teacher sets up their class. So here's an example. I set up a class called English. It's held during 0 hour. Don't worry about that. I know English isn't usually taught during 0 hour, but it doesn't matter. And then what I did is I went through and I wrote down every bucket that the teacher has. So reading literature is 15%, reading info is 15%, writing is 40%, and on until you get down here to the end where the final exam is worth 20. If you're wondering where to get that information, you just simply go to your gradebook and you can see that here's all the skills that the English teacher has set up. I think it's common for the entire English department or everybody who teaches this class. And it also tells you how much each of those categories weighs. So you're going to need all of that information to be able to set up yours. You can see I also did the same thing with a biology class. There's our topics. And I've written down what the weights are for theirs. They're all pretty evenly weighted, so they might be different for different classes. Once you've set up that, there's one more thing you have to do on this start page. If you scroll down and look at the bottom, there's another data table. And here's where you have to tell the spreadsheet what kind of assignments your teacher might give. So in English, they only have two. There's formative assessments, which are worth 10%, and there's summative, which are 90. In biology, there's three. They have common assessments, which are their tests, problem-based assessments, which are their labs, and formative, which is their homework and their practice. So you're going to need to ask your teachers if they have anything kind of funny or different than formative, summative. You'll probably need to talk to your teacher and find out exactly how much each of those things are weighted. The other thing I want to draw your attention to on this start page is we keep a running tally of which assignments you should redo if you want to get the best increase. So here for the English class, there's an assignment called argumentative essay that if it were to be redone and redone very well, would impact the grade the most. I think there's a lot of kids who don't really understand how is my grade calculated. There are so many weights in this system. With the equal interval grading scale, there are at least 4 different weights that count on every single grade. And it makes it very difficult for a student to just look in the gradebook and say, oh, that one's really important, I should redo that. So what we're trying to do is just make it completely transparent so that every student and parent at Morton understands exactly how this works. So once you go, so why don't you take some time, set up your grade, and then when you're done, watch the next video and I'll show you how to start entering your assignments.